Wow, what a day today. But before we start, let me tell you, please join me each and every night, Monday through Thursday from 8 to 10. I'm hosting the Asia session for My Fund the Future, so be there. It's going to be a great time. Last night, the NASDAQ futures, I stopped counting after over 700 points down and up and up and down. It was absolutely crazy. So please join me. Go to My Fund the Futures YouTube or SK Trading YouTube. And we also give away 10, that's right, 10 accounts each night. So prop accounts, that is. So please be there. Also, if anybody would like to reach me, I'll give out my personal cell phone number, 914-500-7484. I'm happy to talk to you, anything about the markets. And if you even want a 5-day free trial to my live stream, please text me your full name and email to 914-500-7484. So today the topic is how to identify multiple divergences, and they were astronomical on the opening. I mean, I shorted Broadcom. All right, I made about 5.5, 6 points like that. AMD, absolutely amazing. Micron, all the big cap names all had the identical same pattern, the Qs, the spiders, everything. And let me just get right to it here. So if you look here, first of all, coming into the day, I told you that the Qs last night had negative MACDs on the 60 and the 30-minute time frames, all right? So here, for example, if you look here, you can see this is the push up early in the morning. They got the push up. So basically, the ETFs had sell divergences, and that kept the cap on the upside, whereas the continuous contract had buy divergences, and I'll show you that in a minute. But look here, the Qs, 720, boom, look at this. It opened, and it dropped all the way down to 714. Absolutely caboose there, okay? You can see the 30-minute time frame, how the MACDs didn't confirm right here. Look at AMD. AMD, MACD's negative here on the 60 and the 30-minute time frames. Look at this, AMD 74, dropped all the way to 47. Are you kidding me? Look at this 60-minute negative MACDs. Look at Broadcom. I crushed it in Broadcom. I come in here and I see these negative MACDs like this, 395. You know what I shorted AMD, Broadcom? 395.90. Look at a high, 395.95. By the time I got the report, it was already down $6, okay, on Broadcom. You can see here the negative MACD. This is an absolute Picasso, okay? Now, also, if you look at NVIDIA, NVIDIA, even though it rallied later on, look at what NVIDIA did. It pushed up right here. You see it? NVIDIA 208.35 dropped $4. So these patterns were absolutely, completely unbelievable patterns on the opening. And if you look here, you can see the spiders still with the negative MACDs. Even here, you can see the negative MACDs right here. That's 1130. They made new highs here. They pushed up again, the MACDs, and you can see why the S&P futures lagged all day today. The NASDAQ was up over 1%. The Russell was only up 0.3%. And you had the S&Ps up 0.3%. So again, these patterns, when you use multiple time frames to identify these sell divergences, it was absolutely amazing. If you look here on Tesla, where do you think Tesla's going with these negative MACDs here at 10 o'clock, 400, boom, right, down 5. Look at this on the 60-minute. And even when it made new highs here again at 402, the MACDs couldn't confirm, and they got absolutely crushed on the single time frame on the 60. But on the opening, the 30 and 60-minute time frames really were the powerhouse on the cap. Now, to the downside, okay, let's look at let's look at the NASDAQ futures here. Okay, when the NASDAQ futures were making new lows here, okay, I said buy them with your eyes closed, right? I said I would look to buy them. Here you go, 10 o'clock, or actually it was 10:30 here, 10:30, 29,567. You're making new lows during the U.S. session. These MACDs did not confirm the lows, so it acted as a trampoline down and boink, right back up. So the S&P futures, the NASDAQ futures on the continuous contracts acted as a support a floor with the positive MACDs, whereas the underlying ETFs and a lot of the big cap names and chip names acted as a ceiling on every new high. So again, to be able to read the bigger time frames really gave us the idea of how to play the market intraday, and it worked like a charm. And that's exactly what I do here at SK Trading. Also, Palantir, the name of the day. Palantir pushes down here, makes new lows. Look at this, 122.64. The MACDs are positive on the 60 and the 30-minute time frame. Identical. I'm showing you how these patterns repeat themselves if you're able to read the charts. This is why I have all these screens up, so I can identify all these patterns, relay the content to everyone in my community, and then able to identify these trades before the market opens. I know exactly what's going to happen based upon looking at the bigger time frames, long and or short. Okay, now I'm going to go over a couple of things. So the 60-minute reverses to buy here at 10:30. Okay, and then what do you look to do? Well, you look to buy this beautiful pullback right here on the 15-minute time frame. Palantir never looked back. 132.06 pushed up here. You can see the high here, 134 and change. Now Palantir should be looking to set up here on the 30-minute time frame sometime tomorrow. But let me show you another great pattern on Palantir. Palantir had what's called a double blue buy, meaning that the 5-minute time frame correlated with its 15, 30, and 60. Should be a triple buy, but I call it a double blue buy. Okay, and then what do you look to do? You could take the short on the 5 because the MACDs are above the pivot. The algo reverses to buy, or you could buy the first pullback on the 5-minute. Look at this, 133.11, never looks back. Okay, it runs about $1.60. Actually, runs a lot more than that. Runs like more than $2.50. So again, a really great pattern there as well. Micron reversing to buy here on the 30-minute time frame. Micron, you can see Micron reversing to buy on the 30. Okay, right here. And then you got the pullback. This is beautiful, this up and in pattern like this down to 950 and never look back on Micron. The 15s reversing to buy as well. Look at this beautiful bull flag right here. And then you look at the rally, boom, 39 points. And then you got another long here at the end of the day on the 15. Got down to 78, 79, and then rallied here about, what was the low here? 73, 74, and rallied almost 10, $11. Again, it's a pattern, so it's up to 8 bars. There was 4, a great pattern there on Palantir. Apple reversing to sell on the 30-minute time frame. Right here, you can see coming in, we got the big push up on Apple. Let's look at the 60-minute time frame. Apple pushing up here again on the opening to 3. That was yesterday. Sorry, here. Okay, you can see the high here, 316. Now, when Apple reversed to sell on this on the 60-minute time frame, and that was at 11:30. I'm sorry, here at 12:30, you went into what's called a negative trend. And you can see the MACDs are negative above the pivot, all right, on the 30 and 60. And then what do you look to do? On 11:30, you take the shorts on Apple. Let's say 11:30. Here's 11:15, and then you can start shorting here at 2:15 on the 15, and then this is the short here on the 30-minute time frame, 1587. Apple never look back in a negative trend getting into tomorrow. Okay, AMD. I want to show you a really great long here on AMD. When AMD reversed to sell on the 15-minute time frame, so that pretty much told me that when AMD right here, this is a monster bull flag, 552, it pushes up here about 5. Again, when the 15 reverses to sell, there's an 85% chance that the highs are in for the day. And what do you look to do? You buy every pullback on the oversold condition here on AMD. Here's 1, here's 2, here's 3. Okay, and then you can see the push up here. All right, and then I'll show you some really great patterns here on AMD. This is a again, because the 5s are negative, so the 5 goes negative, you could take the buy against the 15. All these oversold conditions were longs, and then we caught this really great long And then this short right here was actually a short that we actually called on the Nasdaq futures. Nasdaq futures had a monster short on the 15-minute time, on the 5-minute time frame. You can see the short here on AMD 553.40, and look at the drop there of about 5 points. Okay, again, being able to identify these patterns are very clear. Okay, it's important to fully understand now exactly how to trade the market using multiple time frames and understanding the methodology that I've created. All right, NVDA reverses to buy here on the 30-minute time frame. Very bullish with the MACDs below. You can take all the pullbacks you want on the 5 and 15. Finally, we got a nice pullback here, so I expect with the 30 and the 15 tomorrow, NVIDIA should be going higher. Now, when you see the ADXs are rising on the 15-minute time frame here, you want to, and the big buying pressure, you can see the yellow dots into the blue. What do you want to do? You want to be able to do what? You want to be able to buy the pullbacks, okay? You want to be able to buy the pullbacks on the 5-minute time frame. Anytime the ADXs are rising on the 15, the 30, and the 60, you want to be able to buy pullbacks on the 5-minute time frame. Every pullback on the 5 was an absolute winner. Broadcom, I'll show you one more, last one or two more here. Broadcom, nice bull flag right here at 12:30, 92, rallies about 3. Again, first pullback on the 15 after the 30 and the 60s reverse to buy. And then the last but not least, we'll go over Goldman Sachs. Close at the highs of the day. Look at this beautiful pattern on Goldman. You can see the ADXs are rising. Big buying pressure on the 15, on the 30, and the 60. So what do you look to do? You buy the pullback right here on the 15. Got down to 1112 and change. Look at this here. If you held along here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 bars. Rallied from 12 to 28. That's not bad. 16, 17 points. I'm telling you, if you can master these charts and you understand the technicals, the way I uncovered them, it's a really big help for you to go forward, okay? Let me have some other notes here. Okay, all right, I think that's about it. But anyway, when I get back, I'll tell you what I expect for tomorrow. Tomorrow, the 30-minute time frames look like they're getting oversold. So we have right now a buy disconnect. Listen to me carefully. A buy disconnect. The spiders are bullish on the 60 and on the 15-minute time frame. Big number to watch, 752.64. You take that out, you're going to go into a full-blown positive trend on the underlying ETF spiders. Right now, the Qs are bullish on the 15 and the 30-minute. Big number to watch, 721.90. Okay, on the Qs. If they get a buy on the 60s, then you'll be into a full-blown positive trend. Now, again, the MACDs are positive right now on the Qs, on the 60 and the 30, positive on the 30-minute time frame. However, the MACDs are still negative on the 60-minute time frame on the underlying ETF spiders. I'm expecting a pullback tomorrow. Hopefully, maybe you can get some pullback here to get along, but we do have PPI number coming out this week as well. The Fed chairman was a little hawkish today, thinking about still raising rates, but we'll see what happens here. All right. Now, again, if we do get any type of push up tomorrow, I do think that, and we get buy reversals, all right, on the 60-minute time frame on the Qs and the 30-minute time frame on the spiders, well, then you have to look for pullbacks on the 15 and then the 30-minute time frames. But again, right now the markets are just, in this no man's land. Very light volume today at many points, but overall, I think it's going to be a good day. I thought today was a phenomenal day across the board, but again, we're just going to take one day at a time. So that's why I'm hoping for tomorrow. If we get a push down tomorrow, you're going to have some good buys here on the ETFs. Now, since the MACDs are positive on the Russell, on the 30 and the 60, the Qs on the 30 and 60, and the 30-minute spiders. So any push down should act as a shock absorber. And any push up, we'll wait for some significant overbought readings, non-confirmations, even on the 60-minute Qs and spiders, and look for shorts. All right, when I get back, I want to tell you the importance of trading before the news comes out. what not to do, and what to do. So today, someone called me up at 8 o'clock and said, "Hey, Stevie, hey, I'm short some NASDAQ. What do you think?" I said, I'm up about $1,000. I'm like, great, lock it in. I said, you're crazy. I would not be short or long going into a big CPI number, a red number. And the person thanked me, locked in the 1,000. And then what happened? Boom, they rallied 180 points on the NASDAQ when the CPI number came out better than expected. NASDAQ got up to 29,900, S&P 7608, 10, whatever. But guess what happened? They got kabooshed after that, right? So there's always another trade. I tell people all the time, if you're going to trade pre-market and there's a big number, durable goods, GDP, CPI, PPI, retail sales, employment number, whatever. I think there's one more. You could trade from 6 a.m. to 7:30, 7:45, and then stop. You don't want to get caught long or short into a big number. So again, that's what I would do. I would not be looking to trade even after, like I said, 43 and 3/4 years. I would not take a position on into a red number. To me, that's gambling. Thank you for joining me tonight on The Bull, the Bear, and the Ugly. Please hit the subscribe button. Please leave a comment. If you'd like to join my community of traders from all around the world, please go to my website, sktrading.live. If you'd like to follow me on social media, at official Stephen Kalayjian, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, and X. Okay, love to see you there. And if anybody would like a 5-day free trial, please text me your full name and email, and I will send it out to you every Monday. And to my cell phone number, 914-500-7484. Please join me tonight during the Tuesday night edition of the My Fund the Futures Asia session from 8 to 10. God bless you. God bless our troops. And God bless the United States of America. Good night, everybody.